Okay, let's talk about operations with complex numbers. If you're adding and subtracting complex numbers, basically just treat the I like it's a variable. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to combine the 6 and the plus 1, and I get 7. And I have the negative 3i plus 2i gives me negative 1i. And since I can't combine i's and numbers, that's all I have. Down below, I have, first thing I'm going to do is make sure I distribute this negative. So this ends up being 5 minus I minus 2 plus 4i. And then it's just like what you did above, combine like terms. 5 minus 2 gives us 3, and negative I plus 4i gives us plus 3i. Now for multiplication, same rules apply just like it's a variable. The only difference is if you get an I squared, remember I squared equals negative 1. So that's kind of really all you're looking for. Here I distribute the 2, and I get 2 times 17 minus 2 times 5i. And 2 times 17 is 34 minus 10i. And since I can't do anything else, that's done. Down at the bottom, do the FOIL or do the box. I'm going to do the box. So I have 3 minus I, and I have a 5 plus 4i down at the bottom. 5 times 3 gives us 15. 5 times negative I gives us negative 5i. Then on the bottom row, we get 3 times 4 is 12i. And negative I times 4i gives us negative 4i squared. So now when I combine like terms, I have 15 plus 7i in the middle minus a 4i squared. And the difference now is this I squared can be combined. And so I end up with a 15 plus 7i, negative 4i squared becomes now a plus 4, and 15 and 4 give us 19. So I get 19 plus 7i. And same thing over here. You can go through the trick again where you square the first term, and then you add 2 times 1 times 7i. Remember, I multiply the first and last terms and then double it, and then I get a plus 7i squared. When I do that, you can also do the box, but when I do that, I get 1 plus 14i, and I get a plus 49i squared. Well, 49i squared becomes a negative 49, so I get 1 plus 14i, and this becomes a minus 49, which ends up with a negative 48 plus 14i. Down at the bottoms, notice you have the same terms, and you also have one positive, one negative. So this follows your difference of squares. Well, anytime it's a difference of squares, notice you get a 4 squared, you square the first term, minus the second term squared, which is a negative 5i squared. Well, when you do that, you get 16 minus a negative 25i squared. Well, the two negatives make a positive, and so we end up with a 16 plus 25, which gives us a 41. So the rule for when you multiply imaginaries, you have the rule is, if this is your B and this is still your A, the rule is, or the shortcut is, you can do A squared plus B squared. And the reason why it becomes a plus is, remember that I squared is going to make this part right here a positive. And there you go.